Hi everybody, happy Monday. I hope everybody got a good glimpse of the eclipse today. So I'm going to give it a few minutes before we get started. Tonight we are going to make a do-it-yourself makeup spritz or facial spritz, or however you want to call it. If you're using mineral makeups, you're going to need to spritz the brushes and just kind of spritz it to kind of set it. You can buy it. You can buy it over the counter, and there's of course all kinds of chemicals in it. But I have my a recipe that I want to share with you. Young Living also sells it as well. But again, this is chemical free and a lot less expensive. So put my glasses on so I can read. Hi Luann, how are you? Did you get to see the eclipse today? So we're going to wait a little bit for people to come on. I'm actually on time tonight, so people are not used to that. I didn't either, right? So we went outside right after lunch. It was supposed to start around 1:19 here in Central Florida. And you could just start to see the sky was changing a little bit. And then I went back out later in the afternoon. Some of the girls were going out with the cereal box, and they had seen it. So I went out to try to see it again, and by the time 10 minutes later I went out, and it was cloudy, so we couldn't see it. But I was out there with my cereal box trying to see. But the eclipses to me is like a NFL football game, right? You can always see it better on TV or on the internet than you can in person. So anyways, again, we're going to wait a few minutes for people to come on. Tonight we are making a makeup spritzer. I use mine not only for the mineral makeup, because I switched a couple months ago to Young Living's mineral makeup. I started with the bronzer, loved it, and then switched to the mineral makeup, which I was a little skeptical of because I've never really done well with mineral makeup before, and it tends to not stay on so well throughout the day. Gets in all the little lines of my 53-year-old face. But I really like the Young Living version of it. So as part of that, they recommend you spritz the brush before applying it, and actually spritz your face to kind of set the makeup. So I thought, you know what, we have to learn how to make this. So I started looking up different recipes for making it. And also when you fly, I don't know if you noticed, but when you fly, for me specifically, my face gets, my skin in general, but my face gets really dry. So it's nice to just kind of keep, and you can keep this. This is 2 ounces. This is the size bottle we're making tonight. You can carry it on, and you can just kind of spritz to just kind of freshen up. So it's really nice. Hi Laura. So that's what we're going to be making tonight, is a makeup spritzer. We've done a little bit of everything this month. We started out with papaya masks. We've done headache stick. We've done laundry soap and fabric softener. Luann did last week. I think last night we did a toner, which is really nice. If you haven't tried it, that recipe is really nice. And if you watch the makeup series, I think that Corey did last night, I can't remember, they talk about toner and why we should be using toner. You know, I always thought that toner was more of for younger. And then I thought, okay, well, if you actually read about it, it's good for all levels. It closes the pores, it cleans the impurities. But so last night we did a toner, and tonight we're doing a spritzer. So at some point this month, we're actually going to get together and have a facial. You can hear my dogs; they're barking at Daddy. So ladies, did you do anything fun this weekend? I did gardening. Here in Florida, we have 2 growing seasons. So we start the first growing season in February, and then you pick, June and July, and then by August, usually everything is pretty not dead. Like my tomato plants are still alive, but they don't produce well because it's just so ungodly hot here. So. So this weekend I cleaned out my beds and got them prepared so we can start for the second growing season. So it's kind of cool. We start in February, pick in July, and then you start getting the beds ready in August. You can plant toward the end of August, and then get ready to pick by October, November. So it's perfect before it gets too cold, because it does get cold here in Florida. Not cold based on how Luann says it's cold, but cold enough that the plants don't do so well. Oh, that's not cool, Laura. You gotta thank the kids for that. I used to remember when we had 4 of them. I wasn't in oils at that point, but boy, I'd have thieves everywhere. 4 of them, and they were in different schools. So we had them elementary school, middle school, and high school. So no matter what strain of anything was going around, it was in our house because the kids would bring it home, and we would co-share it, and it was just lovely. So, did you try the? I believe under files we have a do-it-yourself mouthwash. It's made with thieves, and the good thing, what I like about it, is instead of using that stuff you spray to kind of numb the back of your throat, if you gargle with it 2-3 times a day, it has that same numbing effect while it's killing the germs, and you're not spraying chemicals down the back of your throat. Yeah, you need to order hand sanitizer, and you have to have thieves. We had a flu go around work recently, and I had it in my diffusers. I had a little bottle of this in next to my bed and in my purse. I call it Sicky spray. And then I lost my train of thought there for a second. I'm sorry. And then I had a little thing of immune booster. I did a 1 ml roller and just stuck it in one of my purse, gave one to my husband, and every morning on the bottom of our feet. So knock on wood, we managed to get through that. Guest room back finally. Need some Panaway for sore muscles after that. Yeah, right? Panaway is a wonderful thing. There's a recipe out there for sore muscles. Panaway is in it. Wintergreen is in it, I believe. So yay, 3D printers. So this weekend, again, I was doing my gardening, so I was taking up the old plants, getting them ready. So I did the same thing, Sarah, actually. I came back into the house. I had a little deeper leaf. I put it on my neck, and I put that Panaway at the backs of my knees and on my elbows, but just from squatting. I think I'm going to ask for Christmas this year, one of those little wagons that you pull around so that you don't have to squat. You can just sit on the wagon and do what you're doing and stand up and go to the next. And yes, Laura, that mouthwash works well, really well. I mean, we use it in general most of the time. You can add peppermint to it if you want to spice it up, but the thieves in it is amazing. It will numb the back of your throat nicely, and you're not spraying some blue stuff down the back of your throat. So what else did I do this weekend? Oh yes, we packed our office. So for people on, we're getting ready we're trying to sell our house. It's on the market now, and my husband and I have decided there's certain rooms in the house that are just full. Even though we have 5 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, and we have 4 children, and they've all grown and gone on with their lives. So 2 of the bedrooms upstairs are just decorated very minimally but nicely. So when we have guests. So we keep saying, well, we've gotten rid of most of all this stuff. And then we thought, well, we need to look at the garage. So a couple weekends ago, we did the garage, and that was definitely a Panaway kind of night. And we packed everything in the garage that's going to be moved into storage or into the other house. And this weekend, we decided we're going to do our office. And you think, how big is an office, right? It's just a typical bedroom. We both have a desk in it. We have a credenza and a printer and all our kids' pictures. And we had gone through a couple months ago and gotten rid of a lot of paper because there's just stuff in there we didn't need to keep any longer. So we thought, oh, this is going to be easy. I know, it took us 6 hours to pack that up. So yeah, that's what we did one of the days. So now you can understand why people say when they move, they clean up stuff. Even though you don't think you have a lot of stuff, yeah, you do. So the kids are all getting yet another box heading in their direction. Yeah, but while I was doing it, I found probably about 25 or 30 original Disney VHS tapes. Very cool, right? So I texted the kids and Said, okay, does somebody want these? And I got a sure. So, yep, they're en route. And yes, deep relief is a wonderful thing. I keep a deep relief in my purse. Sometimes a bottle of Tranquil, but usually the Tranquil sits next to my bed, but the deep relief's in my purse. Oh, you have one, Luann? Yes, okay. I've been looking at them in the gardening magazines, and I'm thinking, you know, I really like to be outside and I really like to garden, and it's usually my getaway, you know, because it's quiet out there. I'm by myself. The dogs are out there with me. But, you know, I find myself either squatting and trying to move because I have raised beds. Here in Florida, you kind of have to have raised beds. So I'm squatting next to each of the raised beds, or as I get farther through it, I get tired and I'm just sitting. And just, you know, stand up, slide over, and sit. So, but still, by the end of the time, I'm tired. So that was my weekend. We packed our office up, got rid of every piece of paper in our office and everything in our desks. The only thing in our office still is a credenza, the 2 desks and 2 computers, and that's because we're going to play World of Warcraft and we're not going to get rid of our computers until the last very moment. But other than that, it's done. So the last room we have, of course, we have, as I mentioned, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, so we have a living room set and all of that has to be moved. But the last is we have a closet that's under our staircase that's, to me, looks very neat, but as you look at it, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. So that'll be our last big room to pack, and everything else is already packed and ready. So the house can sell any day now. Vegetables in hay bales. I don't know how that would work in Florida, though. We can't even put, like, for Thanksgiving, Halloween, you put a pumpkin out. If you put it out a week, more than a week before, even more than that, a few days before, yeah, it doesn't do well. But that's a good idea. Yeah, I love my gardening. It's my peace. It's my time. And I grow stuff. And if you ask my family, if I try to keep a plant inside, not so much. I'm surprised I kept 4 kids alive. But outside, between me and God, we take very good care of these plants and they just grow. So, okay, well, I guess we're going to get started. So tonight we are making a Makeup Spritzer. I have a simple 2-ounce bottle. Of course, you can make them bigger if you want, but this is a 2-ounce bottle. It's easy to slide into my carry-on, or I can carry it in my purse and I can get through security with it because I do travel for business. The Makeup Spritzer is meant to wet the brushes before putting the mineral makeup on. Not soak them, obviously, just spritz them. And then when the mineral makeup is on, just go ahead and spritz it on and it sets it. So the other thing I was mentioning for those who just joined was that when you fly, my skin gets really, really dry when I fly. So I like to keep it, and I mean, they can spray it all over. You don't just have to stick to your face, but I spray it specifically on my face because it's kind of freshening and it just kind of makes my skin feel really good. So tonight we're going to go ahead and get started, and this is a simple one, guys. It is Monday, so I want to keep it uncomplicated. I have some complicated ones coming up. We're going to make perfume by the end of the month at some point. So we're going to use an atomizer, we're going to make a roller. I'll share some different recipes for different types of scents. And you know, you got I say low, medium, high, but it's the base scent, the medium scent, and the top scent. So we're going to do that at some point. But tonight we kept it simple. We have water. And if you go through these quickly, you could just use regular water. But tonight I'm using purified water, because if you don't go through them quickly, you don't want water just sitting for a month. So I know you've been waiting. So is my daughter. She's been waiting too. They want to make perfume. So we will make perfume. You're very patient, Luann. So for the face spritzer or makeup spritzer, give me 1 second. For those of us you join me regularly, you'll know that sound. I come home, I start dinner, I start the live. That is my oven wanting me to check it. So bear with me 1 second. Okay, we're good. So this is easy. It's the same, 1 part water, 1 part witch hazel. Try that again. Okay. And witch hazel. Okay, so the oils that I'm going to use today are lavender, because you just have to use lavender. It's also good for your skin. Frankincense, which I use in all the products that I make that I put on my face, whether it be a do-it-yourself moisturizer, even the papaya face mask, we used a frankincense. Copaiba, again, good for your face. Both Frank and Copaiba are good for those fine lines. Oh, thank you. I lost this one this week. Well, I didn't lose it. I have a nail polish on, and this one just didn't do well from the gardening, but thank you. And lime. This is an optional one. I like lime. And if you look at the ingredients, and I probably should hold that still instead of moving it around, but there's lime. If you look at the ingredients in the Young Living version of this, I'm going to have to read it off to you, but it has the lavender, the Frank, the Copaiba, the lime. Young Living also puts in theirs Black Spruce, orange, sage, Ocotea, and Rose. So I don't have Rose. That's on my list of I'd like to have someday oils. But that's what Young Living puts into theirs. So there is quite a bit of oil in theirs. But for my purposes, I'm going to use, as again, 2 drops, 2 to 3 drops, but 2 drops of Copaiba, 2 to 3 drops of frankincense, 2 to 3 drops of lavender, and 2 drops of lime. And that's just to make it fresh. I didn't really think I was going to like lime, by the way, when I first started in Young Living, or in oils in general. But it has quickly become one of my favorites. This weekend I had lime and spearmint, lime, lemon, and spearmint. I think I stole that idea from you, Luann. That was really nice. It's fresh and energizing, but it just has that, it's just a little bit more than just having lemon, because a lot of the times when I'm cleaning, I'll just put lemon in my diffuser, because it is just such a fresh scent. But you add lime to that and then spearmint, it's a really nice scent. So yeah, so lime I not only use in my diffusers, because it is so fresh, but I've used it in my body butters, my soaps, and I've also used it in cooking. So I put a little lime on chicken. I made a homemade salsa. A couple of weeks ago we went scalloping, so I made salsa as one of my side dishes that I was bringing, and I added some lime to it, and it went over like gangbusters. So yes, lime is my new thing. So anyways, we're going to put 2 drops of lime in. Now lime is one that I probably wouldn't, I say 2 to 3, and everybody knows I'm a little heavy-handed with oil. So lime I wouldn't put any extra in, because it is a citrus oil. So just 2 drops is good. Lavender. Again, 2 to 3 drops. Probably 3 for me. Frank. Definitely 3 of that one. And Copaiba. And all of these are in the kit, by the way. Okay, there we go. So, once again, 2 to 3 drops of Copaiba, 2 to 3 drops of Frank, 3 for me. 2 to 3 drops of lavender. 2 drops of lime. And 1 part water. Purified water, distilled water. Again, if you go through it quickly enough, you could just use regular tap water. But 1 part water, equal part witch hazel. So we made this for a couple bucks. And I don't even know what the other version of this costs, but I can't imagine it's a couple bucks. So now, so yeah, there we go. We put our makeup on, give our face a little spritz. And if you have any questions about being able to smell the witch hazel, I do not. Again, 1 part witch hazel, 1 part water. If you're funny about witch hazel, you could do 25% witch hazel and 75% water, but I just sprayed it directly on. I can smell the lavender and I can smell the Frank and a little tiny bit of lime. So to me, there you go. You have your makeup spritzer. It's great for flying, to keep your face moist when it gets dry. Again, you can spray it on your arms. You can get it through security because this is only a 2-ounce bottle. I would put a label on it though, even if it is handwritten, I would put a label on it. Have your oils, Copaiba, Frankincense, lavender, and lime are what I used. If you happen to have some blue spruce or black spruce, orange, which is in the kit, sage, Ocotea and Rose, you can add those as well, and you'd match the Young Living version of that, of the spritzer. But that is our do-it-yourself class for tonight. So hopefully everybody took the time to watch this Shake Your Bottom Friday that I put out on the clean site. It was hilarious. I mean, that woman, she just made my Friday. She was just so happy and so ready to go. So I don't have any music, so I can't dance for you, and I definitely don't have any wine, so I won't dance for you. But I appreciate that you came out with me tonight to make do-it-yourself makeup spritzer, face spritzer, whatever you want to call it. I will post everything that I said tonight on the page after, and if I missed any questions along the way, which I'm sorry if I did, I will certainly respond to them as soon as I can get behind my computer. And lime is a good thing to have, absolutely. You should have gotten it in the kit. So, but anyways, guys, I hope you have a great night, and hope to see you later on this week. Over and out, guys.